All right. Good afternoon. This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com and the Women Report Publisher 6. My email is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Deep Dish Football Live is Wednesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete is at 9 a.m. Be sure you check it out. Of talking about the games, IHSA week, and everything else. Gotta check it out. It's a fun time. All right. So let's kick it off. Week 5, IHSA Football Week 2018. Some games, some really good games this week. And like I said last week, this is where people need to turn it on. And some of the teams, again, this is another week they got to turn it on. And this, I consider this next week probably the last ones that where teams can turn around their season. So let's see what happens. Deep Dish Football Game of the Week for Week 5 is Quincy Notre Dame versus Westmont. Great game. I'll be coming home to Westmont. Should be a good game. I have Quincy Notre Dame slightly favored in the game. All right, let's get started, shall we? And I don't know what this is, one of you guys' favorite segments, and I know that as I scroll down on IHSA.org, Week 5 games. All right, so let's get started. Mahmoud Seymour versus, I'm sorry, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. Taylorville at Lincoln. That's a good game to watch. Bryan versus North Boone is a good game. Let's see. Normal versus Peoria. No, sorry about that. Peoria versus Normal West is a good game. That's a great game to watch. Johnston City at Chester is a good game. Fairfield at Carmel White County is a great game as well. For the Black Diamond Conference. Trenton Westland at Salem's an interesting game. Carlisle at Columbia, good game as well for Week 5. Of course, you cannot forget the immortal game of the Leonard Bowl. Derek Leonard versus Ken Leonard. Rochester versus Sacred Heart Griffin. Ken Leonard, with this win, could be the all-time winningest coach in Illinois high school football history. It's going to be a good game to watch. Vernon Hills at Highland Parks is a good game. Coach B, get better soon. Great high character guy. Had to go to the hospital. Won't be coaching for the rest of the season. Under new leadership at Vernon Hills, but should be a good game. Vernon Hills at Highland Park. Maine South at Evanston. Wow, that's a great game. Great game to look at as well. Good rivalry game. Evanston's got a proving point against the Maine South. Has to prove they got to do something. Brother Rice Providence Catholic's good game. St. Rita Montini is a good game for this reason why. Montini has yet to be tested by a team of equal talent, and should be a good game. Mount Carmel at a Marmion Academy could be good. Going down. Wheaton Warrenville South at Batavia is a good game as well. Wheaton Warrenville South undefeated going to Batavia against the Batavia Bulldogs. Great challenge for Wheaton Warrenville South. Nazareth Academy at Bennett is another great game at Bennett Academy. Julia Catholic at Marist is another good game as well. Lake Park, St. Charles North. Yeah. St. Joseph Ogden at Pontiac's a good game. Keep an eye out for Pontiac. They're looking good this season. And Monticello Bloomington Central Catholic's also a very interesting game as well. Coal City, huge game in the Interstate 8 large. Lyle at no. Yeah, Lyle and Hersher. That's a good game as well. Hersher needs to get back on the roll. Hersher needs to get back on the horse, basically. It's going to be an important game. Piatone at Wilmington, great game as well. Very interesting game. Burlington Central, Woodstock North. Both teams need a win in that game for that conference. Where I see it, Huntley versus Crystal Lake South's a good game as well. If I didn't mention that before, keep an eye on Dundee Crown, Cary Grove. Dundee Crown put up some big numbers last week. Uh, Chicago Christian at Ridgewood. Keep a close eye for Chicago Christian at Ridgewood. Chicago Christian is undefeated. They're 4-0. They have a good chance of becoming 5-0. And it's good to see. Really good to see with Chicago Christian and the program being back. It's good to see. IC versus Aurora Christian, another good game. ACC at Riverside Brookfield, another good game. Bishop Mack at St. Francis. That's a huge game for St. Francis. Huge game for St. Francis. Let's see what else. Marshall at Only. That's a game to check out as well. I like the Only Tigers. They look good this season. From my personal view, they look good this season. Canton at Pekin, good. Metamora at Dunlap. That's a game to keep an eye out close for as well. But it seems more and more like Washington is the top dog in that conference. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. Hoffman Estates at Schaumburg's a good game. That's a great game. In the Suburban West. Lake Zurich versus Stevenson. That's a huge game. That's a really good game. I think that Lake Zurich has a good chance of upsetting Stevenson at Friday night. That's a great game, actually. What else? Jerseyville. No. Where's Boylan Catholic at Harlem's a good game to keep an eye out for. Hanahu at Belvedere North's another great game. The Kelb at Kalen's a huge game. Sycamore at Yorkville, great game as well. Let's see what else. Not really. Sterling at Geneseo. Hopefully, I keep mispronouncing that name. Sterling at Geneseo is a great game. Polo at Warren. I'm keeping an eye out for, just because of Warren. Dupac at Dakota, another good game as well. Where's the other team I'm looking for? Nah. Athens at Auburn, good game. Saginaw Conference. Lamont Hillcrest is a huge game in that South Suburban Blue Division. Big game. And the Jonesboro at Carterville, great game. It's could be a very interesting game. Let's see. Oswego, Plainfield East at Oswego is an interesting game. Oswego East at Plainfield South, great game as well. Plainfield Central at Juliet Central. A little bit interesting because Plainfield Central needs to get out back on a horse. Be a good win for them if they can beat Juliet Central. Elton at Edwardsville, another game. O'Fallon at Belleville East, good game. East St. Louis at Collinsville. Collinsville needs a win. This would be a huge game if they got it. Bolingbrook at Bradley Bourbonnais, homecoming for Bradley Bourbonnais. I was there 2 years ago when Bradley Bourbonnais beat them. It was see what happens there. Lincoln Way West at home of Flossmoor, huge game. Lincoln Way Central at Lincoln Way East. That's another big game as well. Well, nope. There we go. All right, and Hinsdale Central versus York is the deep dish football overtime game of the week, Saturday afternoon. Should be a fun game to see. Hinsdale South, Willowbrook, another game to keep an eye out for as well in the West Suburban Gold. Camp Point Central versus Bairdstown is interesting. Camp Point Central is on a roll right now. Breeze Matter Day at Breeze Central, the Milk Trophy, the Milk Bowl, or whatever, the Milk Trophy game. That's another game to look out for. Danville and Thornwood. Danville is a huge win in this week. Loyola Academy and St. Ignatius. Good game for St. Ignatius if they can get the upset. Forston at Freeport Aquin. That's what I wanted to say. Forston Freeport Aquin, big game. Freeport Aquin lost. They got their first loss last week, so it's going to be interesting this week against Forston. Matino, no. Nequa Valley at Jacobs. That's a huge game. That's actually a good game to watch. Nequa Valley won their first game against. This is going to kill me. Normal. So it's a great way to get a second straight win. That'd be a good game against Jacobs, and Jacobs is a great team coming out of the Fox Valley Conference. Tri-Valley at Leroy. Leroy had a tough game last week. That's another game to look out for as well. And Orion at Princeton's a good game as well. All right, that is it for Coach Big Pete Deep Dish Football Week 5 IHSA weeks. I know this one was a little bit crappy. I do admit this was a crappy one for Week 5. I'll go over the games on Deep Dish Football Live, 8 p.m. tonight. Be sure you check it out. If you have any questions, my email is coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. Follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And please feel free, if you like my work, to leave a tip donation. It goes towards website maintenance and travel fees throughout the whole season and everything else. The PayPal link is on the bottom. Thank you so much, and enjoy Week 5 Deep Dish Football. Game of the week, remember, is Quincy at Westmont. Deep Dish Football Game of the week overtime on Saturday is York at Hinsdale Central. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy IHSA Football Week 5. And voting and nominations will be back this Saturday after breakfast with Coach Big Pete, which is 9 a.m. this Saturday.